Zinacantec Tunic, Lori Benson. You can re-announce that from an independent museum professional. Thank you.
Hi, I always have to start these things with, and now for something completely different. I guess, good job, Paul. I've been working with the Highland Maya of Chiapas, Mexico since 1994. In 1996, I had the pleasure of going there. I started going there consistently in 1997 and started looking at the textiles. I mean, that's what sent me there in the first place, but seeing the changes and watching people on the street, since my language skills were minimal at best. In 1998, I convinced Chip Morris, Maya scholar, expert, and MacArthur Fellow, that there was something happening in Zinacantec. He was very interested in looking at brocade designs in other villages, and since Zinacantec just did embroidery, he wasn't terribly interested. We did happen to go to the Festival of San Sebastian in January of that year, and he looked around and said, "Oh, something is happening, you're right." Because they had gone from simple red and white stripes to more elaborate weaving and embroidery. There were two festivals that the women were weaving clothing for, San Sebastian in January and San Lorenzo in August. So those were the two times of the year that I would go, and we would go to the village and watch what was happening. The reason that I was interested is this weaving was just for themselves. This was their clothing. This was their everyday clothing, and not, they did something completely different for tourists. We never really followed the tourist thing, but we started seeing patterns in the changes and noticed that there were they happened with individuals or family groups. And so we started realizing that this was for fashion's sake, and started going out to the smaller villages to see who were those fashion leaders. We would make a bet each festival, what would be the thing that we saw that would show up at the next festival as a bigger thing. In the time that since, we identified 5 or 6 fashion leaders and started following them every season. The tunic that you see here, there's the one that she is drawing on, and the small boy's tunic. This particular shape and design is a man's garment, not a woman's garment. But this is one of the fashion leaders that we were following. Both she and her neighbor, and we collected from both of them. In 2005, when we were there, she was sitting drawing on a tunic blank, and she was doing this by eye. This was not a design that she was looking at that was drawing. She was just sitting there drawing a shape. And I requested that she did something for us that showed that process, because we were both interested in process. So she did it, even though she thought I was crazy. She embroidered half of it. In that time, we collected about 100 to 150 textiles that are now at the Museo Nabalom in San Cristobal, along with interviews and images of the process and pictures that we took along the way in that time frame from 1998 to the present day. And if you want to hear more about the extended project, I'll be giving a talk tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.